So it gives me great pleasure to be one of your presenters this evening and start the presentation. I love this technology because it makes the world a smaller place. So if you are around Australia now somewhere, do us a favour, show us exactly where you're logging in from by entering in the text chat box at the left-hand side of the screen. So we've got Port Stephens, Ardos and Perth, another Perth, Manila with Jim. Oh, they're going too quick for me today. We've got Essendon, Tasmania, Gold Coast, Northern, Wonga Park, Perth, Adelaide, wow, Albany, Sunshine Coast, Woodlands in Perth, Townsville, Melton, Mandurah, Hyatt, Brisbane, Perth again, Perth's getting a few, Hong Kong, welcome on, Jennifer there as well. We have Willetton and Sunshine Coast, Perth, New Zealand, Gold Coast. Wow, this technology does make the world a smaller place, and there seems to be a record crowd online tonight. I think we might end up maxing out the webcast room. It's very exciting to announce that Greg Norman has now become a Max Associate. You'll hear more about that in the presentation tonight. So this is me. I'll be presenting also with Mr. Marcus Schubert, and we'll be having a number of testimonials from some people who've had breakthrough health experiences and also some breakthrough financial experiences with this amazing business you're about to hear about tonight. So, with no further ado, what I'd like to do is introduce Mr. Marcus Schubert.
Great. Thank you very much, Michael, and welcome online, everybody, tonight. If you are also listening to this recording, let me say welcome to the Max world. I have to tell you, when I first come across Max International, and right now, this company ticks every single box that I was looking for as a huge business opportunity that I could see I could take around the world. I was looking for a breakthrough product that was scientifically validated. I was looking for a management team who knew exactly what they were doing. I was looking for a company that had a compensation plan that rewarded the correct activities. And I was looking for a young company that I could get involved in, be one of the first people to take this product around the country and around the world. And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what we have. Max International is all about breakthrough. As a company, we are the global leader in glutathione delivery. Now, you're wondering, well, what's this company been doing? We've been around for around 4 years now. We are offering breakthrough products, a product that nobody else has in the world, something that nothing else can do in the world. And these products are scientifically validated by double-blind clinical studies, and the results we have are demonstrable. People can see and feel the results when they start to use our products. As a company, we offer both physical and financial well-being, and listen, type in yes if you're looking at one of those things for yourself tonight, because what I find these days is most people who lay awake at night are worried about their physical situation or their financial situation, and we can absolutely help everybody who is in those situations if they want to use this as a vehicle. We've been running for 4 years. We've done over $200 million in sales with zero advertising, and it's no surprise because the gentlemen who are behind this company, the owners and founders, have a huge track record of success in business, starting out with Stephen K. Scott, who is the co-founder of a company called American Telecast. Stephen went on to do over $2.5 billion of sales, bringing breakthrough products like the Total Gym with Chuck Norris and Christy Brinkley to the world. You might want to type in yes if you've ever seen or heard of the Total Gym before. But Steve is also a best-selling author, authoring books like Mentored by a Millionaire and The Richest Man Who Ever Lived. Steve did something which I thought was genius. He partnered up with these two gentlemen, Mr. Bill Guthrie and Greg Renker. These guys are the founders of a company called Guthrie Renker, which today is the largest infomercial company in the world. This is the company responsible for bringing products like Zumba, Get the Edge with Tony Robbins, and of course, Proactive Solution to the world. When I found out that Bill Guthrie and Greg Renker had invested millions of dollars personally to put their name and to get involved as co-owners of this company, I thought, wow, this is massive. This is something that I need to take a look at, because I knew this company was already doing close to $2 billion a year and operating over 100 countries around the world, so they would not take this decision lightly. They got involved because we were bringing a product to the world which was a breakthrough in wellness. Now, what we talk about with wellness is we look at the human body, which contains anywhere from 50 to 100 trillion cells. Interestingly enough, our body's always changing. We're creating around 40 billion new cells every single day, and every single one of those cells in our body needs something called glutathione. So I'm going to talk to you a bit about that tonight so you understand the importance of this breakthrough. Glutathione, what is it? Well, first of all, it's the world's most powerful antioxidant. The second thing is to understand this is inside every single cell of the human body. It's thousands of times more powerful than vitamin C, and we know how good vitamin C is. In fact, there's 40,000 scientific articles on vitamin C out there. But get this, everybody, are you ready for it? There are over 90,000 scientific articles validating the efficacy of vitamin C. So there's an absolute mountain of research out there talking about how powerful vitamin C is, but there's even more talking about glutathione. Now, the downside, and maybe why you haven't heard about this before, is because your body cannot absorb glutathione. Okay, so it's useless to take a glutathione supplement because that glutathione molecule will get destroyed as it goes through the digestive system. It's a very fragile molecule. It's a very large molecule as well, so it will not penetrate the cell wall. And one other thing to bear in mind is that our glutathione levels on average are dropping, and they are dropping fast. And that is evidenced in the fact that there are now 74 major diseases that have been associated with low levels of glutathione. So the chances are, if you have any sort of a health challenge, your glutathione levels are going to be much, much lower than what they should be. Now, some of the reasons that our glutathione levels are lower than what they should be is because glutathione loss is virtually unavoidable. We start to lose glutathione at the age of about 20 years old. It's a natural part of aging. From the age of 20 years old, our levels drop by about 10 to 15% per decade. If you have any sort of stress in your life, that will reduce your glutathione levels. Maybe type in yes if you have any sort of stress in your life. If you have inflammation, exposure to the sun, maybe if you're an athlete, some people don't realize that you lose 40% of the available glutathione in the first 10 minutes of aerobic exercise. So if you're an athlete, you need to find ways to top this up more than everybody else. Now, what about you? Are you sleeping well? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you sleeping and getting a good quality of sleep? If not, your glutathione levels are going to be sacrificed. If you're somebody who smokes or drinks alcohol, that is a really heavy thing, taking away glutathione levels. Environmental toxins, and finally, if you are taking any sort of prescription medication, that will dramatically reduce your glutathione levels. In fact, I saw a video from a doctor yesterday talking about the fact that prescription medications given out by medical doctors is the third highest killer of human beings in the United States right now. Would you imagine? So guys, let's talk more about glutathione. This is an incredible molecule. It is the body's master antioxidant. It's the only antioxidant that can neutralize all types of free radicals. And it's the only antioxidant that can recycle and recharge itself and other antioxidants as well. Guys, the primary detoxifier of the cell is glutathione. We have over 80,000 chemicals that we cannot avoid in the air, food, and water that we ingest. And it's important to note glutathione is a powerful chelating agent which can bind itself to heavy metals, things like mercury, lead, cadmium, iron, and even arsenic, and enable them to be excreted from the body. On top of that, glutathione is the protector of the immune cell. Now, the immune cells in our body are so important because they protect us from attacking harmful germs, viruses, and even cancer cells. You can see on the bottom right-hand side of this slide, this is actually an immune cell attacking a cancer cell. We all have cancer cells forming in our body every single day. That's not a problem. It's only a problem if our immune system isn't strong enough to take care of it before they multiply and then become a problem. So the question is, what's protecting our immune cells? Well, that's the role of glutathione. Glutathione also protects the mitochondrial DNA, which is where ATP is made for energy, and also protects the nucleus of the cell. So the benefits of having high levels of glutathione throughout every cell of your body are very many. As I go through these, have a think about which of these you may be interested in for yourself and maybe type it in. If your glutathione levels are high, you can experience increased energy, slowing down the aging process, a reduction in joint and muscle pain, a huge strengthening of the immune system, detoxification of the liver and every cell of the body, improved mental focus and clarity, improve the quality of sleep, especially REM sleep, where we dream and we recover, the reduction of stress, improve the skin, and also improved athletic performance and recovery. So we have here at Max a scientifically proven formula which was shown in double-blind, placebo-controlled crossover clinical studies. It showed with healthy people that every single person, after using this product for 60 days, had an average increase of 276% of intracellular glutathione. This is by far the most effective product on the market to increase glutathione levels at the cellular level. On top of that, we found a 46% increase in DHEA and a 41% increase in IGF-1. They are the keep us young hormones. They are markers for adrenal function and human growth hormone. That is massive in itself. Now, the final one is just huge. Any doctor will tell you that this is so important. There was a 61% decrease in tumor necrosis factor alpha. That is a marker for inflammation. Now, why is that important? It's important because every health challenge known to man starts with inflammation at the cellular level, and we know this product reduces that inflammation in every cell of the body. If you want more details and looking at the full clinical study, you can go to extramaxinfo.com and you can have a look at some information there. Now, we have pro athletes dominating worldwide on Max. There's just a couple of them here. Evander Holyfield, at 47 years old, came out of retirement to become the 4th-time heavyweight champion of the world at 47 years old. Also, Bill Gillespie, a world powerlifting champion, broke 4 world records in a single day on Max GXL. Could you imagine doing that? Again, you can see these video clips on extramaxinfo.com, as well as other athletes and other doctors talking about the product. We have worldwide certifications, anything from the National Sanitation Foundation right through to the World Anti-Doping Association, which are bodies that certify this product for pro athletes so they can use this product without any fear of performance enhancement issues. So we've also pioneered a breakthrough skincare range. Why did we do this? Well, think about washing the windows in your car. Would you just wash the inside, or would you wash the outside and take care of that as well? Well, that's exactly what we've done. People put things on their skin every single day. Most people are putting chemicals on the skin. So we've brought out visible solutions which were shown in clinical studies to increase collagen 1 by 128% in just 15 days. Look at this, 44% reduction in wrinkle depth after 30 days. We have a bioactive patented aloe vera base which is used in burn units. They say a picture tells 1,000 words. We'll have a look at this. This lady used the product for just 9 days. And you can see, especially around the eyes, look at the difference. For me, that is incredible after just 9 days of using this product. This next lady you can see had red blotches on her skin. You can see the difference after just 8 days. That is a phenomenal result in anyone's books. So to get this product, if you're not interested in the business side of Max, you can become a preferred customer for free, which allows you to buy online. You can buy direct from the company at wholesale price. To give you an example, a 1-month supply of Max GXL will cost you around 95 Australian dollars or $70 on the loyalty program. The orders will be sent straight to your door. You can set and forget an auto ship, so it comes in every month without having to remember to order that product, but you can cancel that auto ship at any time. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee on the product, and guess what? We have introduced a program where even a customer can refer 3 other customers and get their products for free. Guys, free product, the best product in the world, by just getting 3 of your friends or family onto that same product. So what I like to do now is introduce you to some people who have had some success with the product and with the business in the field, and I'm going to hand the microphone over to you, Alan, and then you can then pass it on to the others.
Hi, thanks Marcus. I'd like to just share my story with you. I was at school one day when I was 14, and that's about 33 years ago now, and I got very sick with nausea and a terrible pain in my head, and I thought I was going to die. I went to the doctor, who said that it was a migraine, and he gave me some painkillers, but they really didn't make any difference. So when I got home, I told my mum, and she said, well, that's a migraine, and she'd suffered from them herself since puberty, as had her sister, my auntie. So it seemed like I might just have to put up with it. Anyway, the migraines continued every 2 to 4 weeks from then on, and sometimes at very inconvenient times, like in the middle of a family celebration. I'd need to tell my wife Leslie that I was having visual disturbances, and would need to get me home into bed ASAP. So over the years I avoided things that seemed like triggers, such as chocolate, so Easter wasn't much fun. And meditation helped me a great deal with the pain, but I always felt that I was living on the edge. Then about a year ago now, Helen Belcher sent Leslie and I some Macs to try. Now, to be honest, I hadn't even been thinking of it helping my migraine since Helen was talking about other things like increased energy and better sleep, etc. Or maybe I just sort of given up on the hope of finding a solution. And now in the first couple of weeks I didn't notice much. It was only into the second month that I started noticing that I was still getting the visual disturbances that are pretty typical of migraines, but I wasn't getting the pain that that normally followed. And then by about month 3 I wasn't getting either, and that's continued right through to now. So now I'm in a situation where both Leslie and I can relax, knowing that I can always participate in the important things of life and not have to worry about being interrupted by my migraines. Not only that, but I now know that my 15-year-old son, who actually started getting migraines when he was 14 as well, and my daughter Angie, who's 12, who also got her first migraine a while ago, don't have to suffer for 32 years like I did, because now they're on Macs as well and they haven't had one since either. So clearly, myself and my family wouldn't be without Macs every day. And in fact, I was so impressed with what my family have experienced that I introduced it to my customers, and I have a large customer base right around Australia. I've now got over 600 preferred customers right around Australia and getting just outstanding results, life-changing results. So I really can't recommend it highly enough, both from a product perspective or from a business perspective. So back over to you and to the next person.
Thanks very much, Alan. My name's Helen MacDonald. I'm coming to you today from Ryde in Sydney, but I'm usually based in Melbourne, so nice to see some other Melburnians on the list before. So a little bit about my background. I'm a professional speaker, trainer and coach and a thought leaders mentor, and I get paid pretty well for doing that, and I love that work. The sad part is that if I don't work, I don't get paid. So for a number of years, my husband and I were looking for other ways to create residual income, and Lachlan and I looked at another business plan and worked very, very hard on that for a number of years before we were introduced to Macs via Michael Firth, for which we are very grateful. And Michael and I met through the speaking industry, and he realised what I was trying to do. So we loved the product, got great results on the product, particularly from a muscle recovery and athletic part of the world. But the thing that we were probably the most excited about it was that in the third month on working on our Macs business, we got a larger check than in 3 years working on our previous business and working a lot harder. The Mac system is simpler. It's simply karaoke, follow the bouncing ball, work with your coach, and you'll get a fantastic result. So I will now like to hand over to someone who I know got an amazing result in their life from the product.
I'm Corey Castle. I was involved, I'm brick paver, involved in the building industry before I was a victim of a high-speed car accident, which left me numb on my left side and frontal lobe damage with debilitating headaches. I was on handfuls of anti-inflammatories and morphine-based painkillers, and that was daily for 5 years until a friend introduced me to Macs. And within 1 week of being on Macs, I was freed up of all anti-inflammatory tablets, and within 1 month, I did not have to take one more morphine-based painkiller. I've been working on the business since February, and I've now replaced my disability income with a full-time income with part-time hours. Thanks, Macs International.
Hello everybody, this is Phoebe calling in from Perth, and my background is I have worked as a registered nurse midwife for over 30 years now, and I absolutely love what I do. But the downsides are the lack of recognition, the lack of financial reward, and the lack of respect for the incredible amount of responsibility we have. So that disillusioned me quite a lot. Then along came Macs, and I found it very attractive as a business opportunity because there's an amazing world-renowned product that's scientifically validated and new to the market. We also have world-renowned owners that are known by everybody and a fantastic first-class support team. An attraction from the business point of view was the low startup costs with absolutely no risks to my career income or the investment I made in Macs. And in just over 3 years, in 10 to 15 hours a week, I've been able to build a 6-figure income. In fact, when I qualified at the platinum level, my first check for the month was in excess of $8,700. I still work part-time as a midwife because I love it and I choose to do that. But I would strongly encourage anybody, regardless of their background, to seriously consider Max International as a career option.
Fantastic, Phoebe, and wow, what powerful stories they were. So at the start of this presentation, I talked about how exciting it was to see someone like Greg Norman get involved. Well, with an amazing product that you've just heard about, it's obvious why people are jumping on in droves. So what is the best distribution option for this product? Might I add my background? I was actually the national sales coach for one of the largest mortgage broking groups across Australia and New Zealand. I left that role after 24 months of working this Max business part-time as a busy single dad, I might add, working a corporate career. Just sitting online like this and building the business through relationships, I was able to replace a 6-figure corporate income and get involved full-time in this, and then follow my speaking passion without having to have the pressure that some people do when they're going out and building that type of business. So as a small business coach, effectively, what would be the best distribution option for this amazing product that has 100% proof? Well, infomercials. That'd be the best way, wouldn't it? No, why not? Interesting. The owners of our company say that, you know, we've seen there, we're owned by some of the largest infomercial companies on the planet, and they say, no, infomercials, you don't get any loyalty. What would be the best way other than that? Maybe retail stores. No, they're expensive. Type in broke if you've ever seen a retail shop in the last, say, 6 months ago broke around the world. I mean, every time you turn the TV on, you can hear these stories happening, right? So not necessarily a good idea. So some people say to me, why didn't they go down the path then of prescriptions? Well, the reason they didn't go down the path of prescriptions is the two main scientists that came up with these breakthroughs and made us the leaders worldwide in glutathione research said they do not want the restriction of a prescription. Interesting, isn't it? They said that unfortunately it means some products never get to the right people, and they want these products in the hands of everyone worldwide. So what's the best form of advertising on the planet? Type in your thoughts. And I've coached small business people for years. Do you think it's radio, TV, what is it? Magazines, word of mouth? Absolutely. Now, if you're talking to a mortgage broker, and I've coached them for years, absolutely, word of mouth is the best way to go. What takes advantage of word of mouth and is the best systems on the planet? Best system on the planet is network marketing. Now, when I say that, some people go, what? Network marketing? You're kidding. Well, let me tell you a couple of facts. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, owns 3 network marketing companies. One of the big turning points for, I believe, in this industry, and Max putting us way out in front of anybody else, is now Greg Norman, who owns multiple businesses across all continents of the world, has now become the master associate and business partner with us in Max International. So type in any word that comes to mind when you hear that. Great stuff. I was wow and gobsmacked, to be honest. So we met with the Great White Shark Enterprises recently, Marcus and myself, to talk about what their involvement is, and it's very exciting, I can tell you. So there are 9 ways to make money with this amazing program. For a full overview of the compensation plan, please go to maxpresentations.com. My job today is simply to go through and give you a treetop of the whole concept. So there are retail profits. You can retail a product such as the skincare, for example, if you wish. I haven't retailed one product, but I earn a 6-figure income from this part-time. So you say, where's the money come from? Preferred customers. You all heard Alan has hundreds of preferred customers. In fact, 600, I think it is. Now, I've done the equations on that. I think it's about $12,000 in preferred customer commissions. Not a bad little income on the side. There's all these other things like fast track commissions, gets paid weekly, instant commissions effectively, all sorts of global bonus pools there and different pools you can profit share in. Have a look at maxpresentations.com for that. These two here, number 8 and number 9, the team volume commission and the matching checks, were more than enough for me to attract some very high income earners into this business. In fact, the gentleman that used to be the part owner of the mortgage broking group that I was working for many years, who sold that for hundreds of millions of dollars, is my business partner in this based on the strength of these 2 programs I'm going to show you. Number 1, the team volume commission. Now, you're going to build 2 teams. Here's you. You're going to build 2 teams, one down the left and one down the right through word of mouth. Now, when I say that, some people say, okay, so what happens if I have two people? Well, you put one in the left and one in the right. Then they say, what happens if I have more than two people join? You've got a product there that is proven with science that it works on 100% of the people who take it. So I'm bound to have more people. Well, you'd put them in the next available positions down the left or the right team. If that makes sense, type yes. And then after that, what happens? Well, every product has turnover. So you'll see here, 69 CV is a monthly supply of Max GXL. Now, if someone buys it in the Philippines, they'll pay Philippine pesos, right? Here, they'd pay Australian dollars, but it would still be 69 CV. That's an international currency I can use to explain how it works. You'll notice here the skincare has a higher CV, and there's even a thing called a business builders pack. That's an initial sample pack of products that someone may purchase, and there's a very high CV turnover on that. Let's use that as an example to show you how this works. Let's say this is you, and you're in Melbourne, and you introduce somebody in Singapore who introduces somebody in Canada, New Zealand, Perth, Tasmania. Let's pick one out of there. Let's say that person in Tasmania purchases a pack of products. Ready for this? Every single person up that line will benefit from the consumption. Every single one. I'll show you that again. From infinite depth. Now, this is important to understand as we explain how it works. So the company draws a line down the middle and says, okay, we'll split the total turnover for the given month on every single consumer in your left team, the total turnover of every single consumer in your right team, and we will pay you 10% of the commissionable volume of your smaller leg or smaller team for that given month. So in this example, I felt plasticine in school, but I can get it. The left team is the smallest. You get paid 10% of that, being $2,000. If that makes sense, type another yes. Now, what I love about this, though, is that this bonus doesn't cap out till $25,000, and this is leverage. I was working alongside people in the corporate world that were earning $25,000 a month, but guess what? They were on planes all the time. Their health was suffering. Their relationships were suffering. They were married to the job. Now, I've shook hands with people in this business and interviewed them, and they are earning way more than $25,000 a month, and they were working exactly the same amount of measly hours as somebody who earned $2,000. So the key here is it's not about your hours, it's about the network you've set up. If you get that, type in, I get it. Because for me, that was when I really got leverage and why smart people were jumping in and building networks. Excellent. So now some people look at this though and they think they've got their brother-in-law Skeeter next to him and says, is that a pyramid? And he says, that's where the guy at the top earns all the money. If you've ever heard that before, type in yes. I'm going to eliminate that myth once and for all. Now, you know, when he says the guy at the top earns all the money, look at this. So here we are, you at the top of your team. You now have a right team of 85,000. You have a left team with 20,000. You still get 10% of the smallest team, giving you 2,000. Nothing's really changed. But obviously to get 85,000 turnover, you've introduced some good quality people. Let's say in your right team, you've introduced Bob. He can be anywhere in the world. Bob builds two teams, one down the left, one down the right. If he has 42,000 in the left, if he has 40,000 in the right. So Bob's earning double what you are, but he's underneath you. Now that can't happen in the corporate world. The CEO always gets the most income. Now if you think that's fairer than the corporate world, type in fair for me now. That's why I got involved, because I realised it had nothing to do with how much time I put in. It was about who built the best network. Okay. What's your incentive then to help Bob to build his business? Well, this is the one that will keep you awake all night tonight. It's called a matching check bonus. On the left-hand side is where you place your people. On the right-hand side is how the bonus actually works. Okay? So here is you, and you're going to introduce these little people in the maroon dots here. Okay? So let's say you introduce one left, one right, another one left, one other one right. And let's say you introduce this one here. People who are familiar with the old-fashioned network marketing companies where you have to build 6 teams say, if I put Bob all the way down there, further down, I'm going to be disadvantaged because I haven't put him directly under me. I've put him a little further down. Am I going to be disadvantaged? And the answer is no. In our marketing plan, it doesn't matter where you put the person that you introduced. You can be in the left or the right team as far down as you like. They'll all be considered first generation in the enroller tree if they are your contacts. If that makes sense, type another yes, because you get a 25 to 50% matching check on anyone in the first generation. So if Bob earned $10,000, that means you could earn another 5,000. Here's the thing. This is the second myth that Skeeter turns around and says, yeah, but you need to know thousands of people. And the answer to that is, no, you don't. Let me show you. Let's say that Bob introduced Mary. You don't even know her. You may never meet Mary. Mary will be second generation to you, and you'd earn a 10% matching check on anyone in the second generation. So if she earned 10,000, you could earn another 1,000. What if Bob introduced 60 Marys? Well, you would get 60 matching checks. If the penny has dropped, type in penny for me right now, because that is just amazing. And in terms of startup options, the startup options are quite interesting. I mean, as a small business coach, again, we're usually talking to people who've bought a franchise for $70,000 with lots of risk. Here, you have no risk or hardly any risk at all. If you bought a builder's pack, for an example, $1,300 will give you 14 boxes of Max GXL to build your business with and lots of business building materials and double shares in some of those pools we talked about. Some people saying, I don't have the money to do that. That's okay. You can actually get yourself a half builder's pack. And that'll cost you $750 and you'll have half the samples to build your business with. Other people say, I just want to dip a toe in the water and I know you've got all the science, but I need to prove it to myself. They can get themselves 2 boxes of Max GXL, dip 1 toe in the water and get involved with an essentials kit. So why would you go for the builder's pack versus an essentials kit? I'll show you. The power of a builder's pack works like this. There are 14 boxes of Max GXL. 2 are for you to use, 12 are for you to build the business. It's not about you using them, it's about getting the samples out there. Here's the exciting part. 24 2-week samples and most people will notice a result. This is what's so good about this product, it works. So let's say minimum, worst case, 12 people notice results. You could get 6 preferred customers and 6 associates. That would give you a return virtually of what you've spent on your business. And your business is up and running. If you duplicate that, you can see how it goes. What about if you just got 2? Well, if you did the same, enrolled with the builder's pack, helped 2 people in 30 days to do that, went on an automatic shipment of the product and helped 2 people do the same, your first month, 2 people, $370. But look how it grows and duplicates out with just 2. In fact, if we stop the growth of your business, at this point, the residual income, if it didn't grow at all, would be $153,000 a year. Wow. So we have explosive off-the-chart growth happening for Max. And what's exciting is that if you look at the history of the network marketing industry, and I think this is why people like Greg Norman have jumped in and invested a few $1 million to get the primary position with Max, because if you look at the history of the industry, the companies that went past the 50 million in annual sales and turnover have usually gone on to become the billion-dollar giants around the world. Max has already smashed that figure, yet we've opened in these countries here on the right, and we've yet to open up Europe. We have yet to open up most of Asia, and by your computer screen here, you can get involved in the concentration zone and catch the momentum window, and this is pretty exciting of where it could take your income worldwide from the comfort of your lounge chair. So the question is, do you have what it takes to succeed? So tonight I want you to answer some questions for me. Number 1, could you invite people online to see this presentation? And then shut up. Because what we don't want you to do is go around explaining it. We simply want you to get someone to log on to this and check it out, and they'll get it for themselves. Yes, 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 excellent. Number 2, do you reckon you could introduce them to somebody on the phone who's a business partner to answer their questions and then shut up again? Yes, 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 excellent. And the third one is, do you reckon you can get the product in your mouth? That's about how hard it is. After that, you just got to cash the check, and if you don't know how to do that, thumbs up, I'll give you my address, send them to me. So in wrapping it up tonight, guys, the person who invited you on tonight would like you to basically tell them where you're at. So if you get it tonight and you want to lock in a position, well, you could end up right here, or if someone's launching and has a number of guests like I've done in the last few weeks, you could end up there, or you could wait a little while and end up down there, and you'll miss out on a couple of the other people building their other legs out. And that's okay. If you don't get it, take as long as you need to be comfortable in all the science and proof that we've got in front of you, and check it out. So tonight, just rank yourself where you think you are. Either you are A, absolutely, I'm interested in the business, and if you are, type in that, and the person who invited you will then know exactly what your next steps should be. So a few people typing in A, excellent. If on the other hand you're a B, that means I may be interested in the product or the business. That's okay. Type in that, and then they'll probably get you a sample of the products as well to try. Or if you're a C, and that means you just want to be a customer, that's okay. They probably won't give you a sample because that's for someone to review the business, but we'll certainly tell you how you can get this fantastic product for yourself and improve your health as part of the process. So guys, it's been a pleasure presenting to you tonight. Thank you, Marcus, for kicking off the presentation in such a professional way. Thank you also for the people who gave their feedback on the product tonight and the testimonials. All the presenters were excellent. For more information, go to maxpresentations.com. So guys, it's been a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you on the next presentation.